but some of the data on these is quite striking and impressive. Vitamin D, which is important for so many biological functions, including endocrine functions. Zinc, magnesium, creatine. It's very clear that something about creatine, although the mechanism isn't exactly clear, either increases 5-alpha reductase or makes the testosterone molecule more susceptible to certain enzymatic reactions that leads to increases in DHT. DHT, dihydrotestosterone, has this dramatic role in creating a kind of masculinization of the brain prenatally. It also defines the primary sex characteristic of the growth of the penis, and it has powerful effects in creating balding, in beard growth, etc., and it has a much higher affinity for the androgen receptor than does testosterone. So creatine can increase DHT, which means that if you take creatine and you're very DHT susceptible, then you might experience some hair loss. This has been heavily debated. Does creatine cause baldness? It's going to depend. It's going to depend on how much 5-alpha reductase you have and how prone to hair loss you are. Some people can take creatine without any problem in terms of hair loss. Some people cannot. There are a few other things that can increase testosterone, in particular Tonga Ali. This has been shown in several studies that it does seem to have some pro-fertility, pro-free testosterone, and subtle aphrodisiac effects. It does also seem to be a slight anti-estrogen. The reports of this are people take this anywhere from 400 to 800 milligrams a day. Again, I'm not suggesting you do that, but that's kind of what's out there. And there is some decent scientific literature to support the fact that it liberates some of the bound testosterone and allows more free testosterone to be available. Some of the reported quote-unquote side effects are things like excessive alertness and insomnia if it's taken too late in the day and so forth. So we talked about creatine, we talked about Tonga Ali. It's clear that boron, there's some scientific support for it freeing up more testosterone. And again, freeing up testosterone may be exactly what you want. The amounts of boron that people take, and you can find this again on PubMed or Examine, but people take a couple grams of it a day. I'm not aware of any specific side effects, but you always want to examine for the particular side effects. And one of the more well-documented ones is Phaedogia agrestis, which can increase levels of luteinizing hormone and thereby levels of testosterone or levels of estrogen. And again, if an individual were to take Phaedogia agrestis, what they would probably find is that testosterone and estrogen would increase in anyone of any chromosomal or gonadal background. But remember, it's the ratio of both. So both, if someone has low estrogen, high testosterone, then both of those would be expected to increase. And if someone has high estrogen and low testosterone, then both of those would increase by taking Phaedogia agrestis.